Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today I'm going to be reviewing this Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is his new series and it is just as good as the Divine Cities trilogy. Looking at this cover, having read it, it now makes an awful lot more sense. You see various sigils and designs here, and that's basically how everything in this city works. So I'm not sure if it's connected to the Divine Cities trilogy, because there's a part in the beginning where they're talking about the ancient past 1,000 years ago, where everything was basically, well, run by magic and people were turning themselves into gods, or hierophants as they call it. And it sounded like it could have been because of things like the Occidental Empire that it mentions, and obviously in the Divine Cities it was the continent, and the current power in the world, the city of Tavan, which is basically like that world's version of Venice, is kind of sounds like the descendant of Saipor and that sort of thing. I'm not certain. It could be connected. It could just be a similar history in that world that's totally different. So basically, in the city of Tavan, it's run by 4 merchant houses. I can remember 3 of the names. Dandolo, Candiano, Mersini, and there's one other I can't remember. And they have really beautiful parts of the city, like I said, like Venice with canals. And the rest of the city, which is the slums, is called Foundryside. So basically, in this world, everything, every device, basically, is run via scrivings, is what they call. Everything is inscribed with basically the language of the gods, on telling it how it works and what it should do and how to work and all that sort of thing. The main character, Sansia, she's a thief in Foundryside. She's tasked with stealing an item from the ancient past for one of the current... He's called Orso, and he works for one of the companies. And he's trying to gather all these ancient instruments, trying to figure out how they work and bend them to his own will, basically. So she steals this key called Clef, who actually speaks to her. He's got his own personality, and he can open anything. Even things that aren't supposed to be open, not just doors, but circles in walls, all that sort of thing. It's fantastic. But basically... they're trying to figure out how to scribe humans, you know, which is forbidden because it's always been a complete disaster. Now, Sansia is a former slave, and she was tortured, and they put a metal plate in her head that had scribings on it, so she can actually feel the devices and sense them when they're near. And Clef talks to her, and she's like the only person who can talk back, and that was absolutely fantastic. But in the nature of things, these houses are all competing with each other. Who can have the best scribe devices for war, for trade, for anything you can imagine, whether it's lights, vehicles, protection of property, all that sort of thing. It's fantastic. But one of the houses is basically trying to get one up on the other, although they're all trying to do that to each other. And they're trying to stop them from gaining all of the knowledge of the ancients and basically becoming the new gods, with the power of the gods to do whatever they want, to remake reality the way that they see fit. And I absolutely loved it. It's a great book. It's at least as good as any of the Divine Cities, and it is the beginning of a new series as well, so I'm very much looking forward to it continuing on. But in the nature of these sorts of stories, the immediate threat is kind of resolved, but in the aftermath, the bigger threat is lurking in the shadows, to be revealed later. Like I said, fantastic book, thoroughly recommended. Robert Jackson Bennett is one of my favourite current authors, I think, and I'm very much looking forward to the next one when this comes out. Like I said, heartily recommended if you like the Divine Cities. If you like books, it's kind of like steampunk and magic and technology in the ancient past and all that sort of thing mixed in. You'll enjoy this. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.